Celebrity Catwalk. We have another exciting new episode for you. And as you know, with Celebrity Catwalk, it's all about people and pets. And today is no different. We have a wonderful guest with us today. She is the founder, the creator, and the director of the Barking Beauty Pageant. Leslie Hughes Kennedy is here with us. Thank you very much, Leslie. And you brought the crown with you, so that is fantastic. We're going to get into that. Leslie, I know that Barking Beauty, correct me if I'm wrong, was founded in 2006.
That's right.
But please take us back a little bit to why pageants, your involvement, how you birthed this. Please take us to the very, very beginning. Take us back to, Sicily, 1941.
1941. I have always been involved in pageants since I was 16 years old, and my involvement has continued throughout my life from that point, either as a contestant or as an MC on stage, hosting the pageant, that sort of thing. So I've been involved in pageants, 40 years or more. And when a theater group that I was involved in was looking for fundraising opportunities, fundraising ideas, I thought of the Barking Beauty Pageant. And the main goal was to raise money for the theater group. But I also said that I didn't want to do something for animals unless I was raising money for animals also. And so we added the ASPCA at that point in New York City, but it continued to grow. We went into Philadelphia, in New Jersey, and now the Hamptons.
Okay, but wait, we're going to get to Barking Beauty, but I want to hear more about your pageant involvement, because this is exciting. This way you have to come back and do a whole pageant segment for us. So you got started at the age of 16.
Right.
Was that, so you were in high school, right? And was it family prompting? Was your mom a pageant mom? Please tell me you just were drawn to it?
We were big fans of watching the Miss America pageant and the Miss USA pageant on TV as a family. It was just part of our entertainment. And one year they televised the America's Junior Miss pageant, and I was 16 at the time, and the girl who won was so effervescent and really reminded me of myself. She had similar interests. She wore her hair the way I wore my hair. She just wasn't this pageant glam girl that you think of when you think of pageants, and that I was a tomboy. So I really felt like I was her, she was me. And so I told my mom I wanted to enter the pageant. And so for a year, we entered small little local pageants. There's a system called the Cinderella pageant in the South. And they have pageants in just local communities all over the South, and then they have the state pageant, and then they have the national pageant. So I started in those, and I didn't do so well at first, but I started getting the hang of it, and there's a whole way to compete. There's a whole way to do it, and I was learning the way to do it. Then I became Monroe, Louisiana's Junior Miss, went on to Louisiana's Junior Miss and was first runner-up for Louisiana's Junior Miss, and I got the bug big time from there. I went on.
This is fantastic.
And then I continued to compete in the Miss America system when I grew old enough, and then started emceeing the National American Miss Pageant system all over the United States. I've emceed Ms. U.S. Continental and Mrs. U.S. Continental. I was Mrs. Nebraska and Ms. Nebraska. I was first runner-up to Ms. U.S. Continental and Ms. U.S. Globe, and there you go. And I was always the top 5 in the state Miss America pageants, but I never quite broke that one.
Okay, so I already know the wheels are going. You definitely have to come back, because we are going to have to, I could spend the rest of the time asking you, grilling you about pageants.
They're so controversial, right?
I think they're so controversial,
really
but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong and feel free to add, I think that they add, well, first of all, let me say, let's face it, life is a competition.
Life is competition. Life
Okay.
is competition. And my involvement in pageants have enabled me to compete on the worldwide stage. No matter what job it is that I've ever wanted, I got because of my involvement in pageants. And I will always say that. It teaches a young lady how to put herself together. It teaches a young lady how to listen to the question, answer the question, and thereby getting the job. Because so many people ramble and do not answer the question. And that putting yourself together and answering the question is what it's about.
We've seen that in recent pageants, because I'm guilty. I watch pageants when they come on, and I was not brought up around pageants. I don't know anyone who has competed in pageants.
You do now?
Yes, I do now, a title holder at that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, talk about poise, talk about control, talk about projection, a 360 projection in terms of yourself, your inner self, your outer self. I think that it is, so while it is definitely a controversial topic, and we will definitely have to have you back to delve into this more deeply, I think that, like you said, it serves a purpose, and showing up and putting yourself together is, as we all know, in life in general, is 3/4 of it. I mean, isn't there that saying about, life is about showing up? So
Well, and you have 5 seconds to make a good impression. And that is all in how you look.
There you go.
And the first words out of your mouth. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So you are still to this day involved in pageants in one way or another.
Oh, yes, because of the Barking Beauty pageant.
Because of, okay, so so we may have to go back, because I'm so intrigued. But so then in 2000, correct me if I'm wrong, so your transition from human to canine, if you will, happened in 2006.
Actually, I was still doing the human pageants in 2006.
Okay.
So I was doing the human pageants, emceeing the National American Miss pageants, which just incidentally is for ages 4 up to 20. And the competitors are not allowed to wear makeup under the age of 13. So it's called a natural system. There's the glam system and there's the natural system. And the natural system is really concentrating on your school grades and on your community involvement, and it plays into your score. So it's a whole different idea. It's really not sexist. It's about, the guys have football and basketballs. The young ladies do too, but there was a time when they didn't, and all they had were pageants, and that is how how pageant systems were born. So in 2006, I was involved in both still. I quit working with the little girl pageants in 2013, and started concentrating on the Barking Beauty pageant. And we had our first in the Hamptons in 2018.
Okay. And you quit working with the little girls in 2013?
Yeah, the director I was working primarily with. You get the older directors that were used to using me. The newer directors come in and have their own teams. So the directors that I was working with, it kind of honed it down, till finally they retired. And so then they have the people that took over have their own team.
Would you go back to the human pageant?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big fan. I love them, and even though they are controversial, I know how to address that. I've had some people tell me, oh, how dare you make dogs compete in something so controversial as pageants like people do? You can't compare them. That's horrible. You should be ashamed. Well, I'm not ashamed.
And okay,
it's
good segue. So please tell us about what is your answer and your response to that when people say that it's, inhuman or in not animal, you're committing some kind of abuse, if you will, or it's not.
Right.
It's
well,
not
my view of pageantry for the older ladies is that it's a celebration of the older ladies. I'm talking about the Ms. and the Mrs. system, the older ones.
Yes.
The younger ones, I can see where they can think that's a little sexist when you're talking about the swimsuit competition and that kind of thing. But then again, it's important for a human being to be physically fit and healthy. And how do you tell how healthy a person is by looking at them when they're clothed from head to toe? You can't. And for the rigors that a pageant winner is going to have to go through, they have to be healthy. The only way they can tell is in a swimsuit, that they are toned, that their skin from head to toe is beautiful, they haven't just paid attention to their face, they have eaten well, and that they have exercised and they are physically fit. And when it comes to a younger pageant for children, it's a celebration and a honing of those skills to make them successful in their daily lives as they go out into the world, as they become an adult. And my addressing that specific criticism of the barking beauty pageant that I received, I tell them we celebrate every single dog that's on that stage. The barking beauty pageant is about the love of the animal, the love of each individual pet, and the showing the love that human pet parent has for that canine. And I give awards, I try to give awards to every single dog that competes with us. We have 11 overall awards and titles that we give away, plus 11 more that we give to those who may not have scored high enough to win those awards. My goal is to have every single pup walk away with an award. It hasn't happened yet, but that is my goal, and it's for charity. We are doing this to raise money for an animal charity, a no-kill animal charity, and for children's education. So if the person who's criticizing cannot see the benefit in what we're doing all the way around, then they don't need to come. But if they do come, they will get hooked because it is just too much fun.
And so please tell us about a little bit more about, so I have my dog and I want to enter the pageant. Can you give me some little inside tips and tricks and things that I should be doing or not doing as a competitor?
Sure. First of all, think of the Miss America pageant, complete with the talent competition. Well, that's the barking beauty pageant, only it's for canines. So you will compete in activewear instead of swimsuit. Activewear, glamour wear instead of the evening gown,
Right.
Although some will wear evening gowns. And you'll compete in talent. And the thing to remember is not to block the judge's view of your pet, number one. Number two, it's about the love of that pet. And you know what it is about that pet that makes you melt. What that pup does every day that you just go, oh, I love that baby so much. Try to get that pup to do that on stage so those judges will love that pup. Because more than anything else, the judges want to fall in love. Number two, they're looking for the pup that they can fall in love with. And love trumps everything. You can be technically perfect and you're competing in activewear and in glamour wear and in talent, but if the judges have not fallen in love with your pet, the dog that they love, who has not competed technically perfect in each of those competitions, will beat your pup. So notice all those little things that your pup does that makes you just gives that joy to you, and present that to the judges so they will also feel that joy.
So I don't have to necessarily be able to jump through hula hoops. I don't have to be able to give my paw on command. I don't have to be, it's really, as you say, it is the love and the connection between
between the mom and the dog, or the dad and the dog. We have had talent winners who all they did was jumped into their bag on command.
Wow.
We have had a title holder who kissed her mommy.
Wow.
We had a title holder who won the Barking Beauty pageant who rolled over on its back and just kicked in the air for the talent.
For the talent, okay.
I mean, so it's not about jumping through hoops. It's not about running an agility course.
It's the connection.
It's that connection. When they see, if you were to think about the dogs that you've seen out on your walk with your pet, across the street, you see them over there and you say, oh, that's a beautiful dog, wow. You go, oh my gosh, look how sweet. When you see, maybe go to the bathroom, and then mom goes, okay, go over here and sit, and the dog looks and goes over there and sits, you melt. You melt when you see that dog do that one simple little thing, because not only is it a good dog, but you see the love in both of them and how they interact. And the dog is always looking up with those big eyes. What do you want me to do next, Mommy? I love you so much. I'm having so much fun. Tell me what to do next. That's what the judges want to see.
That's incredible. And what I think is so wonderful is you have such a diverse group of contestants.
Yes.
You have everything from a pit bull to a little toy poodle, if you will. You have rescues, you have non-rescues, you have everything involved. So everyone is really on a level playing field.
That's right. And it has become more and more diverse as the years have gone on. It started out that the only ones, I shouldn't say the only ones competing, because we did have a lab who won activewear competition that year. And we have had a pit bull win in Philadelphia. But this year, it was evenly divided between large dogs and small dogs, which has never happened before. I was very, very excited to see that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So do you see Barking Beauty going on the road, if you will? You mentioned Philadelphia. Are you moving to different cities?
I would like to. We have in the past. This year we've got interest in San Diego, San Antonio, in Kansas City,
Wow.
Minneapolis, and in Tampa. As to whether or not it's actually going to happen in those locales, I don't know. But it is my goal to take the Barking Beauty pageant nationwide one day. I would love to do nothing except the Barking Beauty pageant.
Yes.
That would be heaven to me. Because I love dogs so much. They teach us so much. They really do. Above every other animal in the world, dogs teach us about loyalty. They teach us about unconditional love. They teach us about the value of obedience. They teach us forgiveness. They teach us about living in the moment. And there's nothing better than a dog. They are angels in fur coats. They really are.
They are.
They are.
Can you share with us what this may be behind the scenes, you may not be able to, so feel free to tell me no, but can you tell us what you tell your judges or
Sure.
your judge instructions so
Sure.
that if you're watching, you're getting the inside scoop?
My instruction to the judges is that I want them to pick out, ultimately, the winner that is going to get people excited about entering the Barking Beauty pageant, who will be able to go to as many functions throughout the area as possible to personify the Barking Beauty pageant, and who they love. You know, it's all up to them. They score from 1 to 10 in activewear. Activewear personality. The outfit is from 1 to 5. The winner is the winner for activewear competition is out of the outfit award, which is from 1 to 5. The bulk of the activewear score is in the personality, but altogether that plays into whether they make the top or not. Same thing with glamour wear. The glamour wear is chosen out of the outfit score, which is from 1 to 5, and the personality score then is from 1 to 10, and then the whole goes into the total, choosing the Barking Beauty. Talent is a score from 1 to 10. And for each of those scores, just put down what their preference is. That's it.
Okay.
That's my tutelage of the judges.
Of the judges.
Right. And I try very, very, very hard to get judges that do not know anyone in the pageant. Their first job is, if they want to apply to be a judge, is to look online and look at the contestants. And if they know even one, they are not considered to be a judge.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that's good
So
to know.
I try to keep it very, very neutral, very, very fair, and unbiased completely. If they have a preference of a breed, I tell them to put that preference aside. A dog is a dog, and if they prefer one over the other, or if they don't like a breed over the other, then to me that is racist.
Oh, wow, okay.
And if they don't agree, and if they don't like that, that I said that, then I'm not going to have them judge. Plain and simple.
There you go. Please fill us in the cities you've been to in the past, because I wasn't even aware of this. That so you've been to Philly.
We started out in New York City. We did it for 2 years there.
Okay.
Then we did Philly for the next 4 years, and added New Jersey those last 2 years. So 6 years all in all. When I lived in New York City, I moved and we took a 6-year hiatus. Because my partner got married and had a child, and she couldn't do it. She did all the background work. She chose the judges. She did all of that because she wasn't involved in the pet world like I was. So she was reaching and finding the judges from a complete other area of life. And now that I'm doing it all, I had to learn before I could do it all myself.
Right.
And I took that time.
Right.
So I could do it right.
So that you could do it right, and you have done it right. So is Hamptons the new home, if you will, of?
It is.
Okay.
It is the new home. We have the pageant for 2020 already set up.
Oh, what can you tell us? What can you tell us? Anything?
Yes.
Tell us, please spill whatever
Spill the
tea you can.
beans.
Yes.
June 14th, Sunday, June 14th.
Okay.
The pageant will be 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And we will have our reception afterwards, so you can meet all the pups and all the winners.
That is, look at that. You've already got a date. So mark your calendars. You've already got a date. Did you say Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, June 14th.
We still have a huge following that comes out for New York City, from New York City,
Yes.
I should say. And that played very strongly in my pushing for a Sunday. And the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center has accommodated me, and I really appreciate it. It's a beautiful venue. And it's perfect for what we do.
What you do, and it will continue to be there.
Yes, it will.
That is.
As long as they'll have us.
As long as they'll have you. Any chance could the Barking Beauty marry both your world, or maybe it does already, but I'm just trying to see if it could pull more of that human competitive element in? Could we? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I would.
Like a mommy and me kind of pageant?
Yes. Is there any chance that we can have you literally split yourself down the middle, if you will, and have you could do both?
Do like a mommy and me. I don't know. I've never considered that before. People are always coming up with ideas for me to think about. Recently, it was including cats in the competition.
Oh.
Well, I don't see how you can compare a cat and a dog. They're equally beautiful, but it would have to be cats with cats and dogs with dogs. But mommy and me, you know what? That's like a whole different thing.
You have such a depth in the pageant world that I feel like that has to be pulled in somehow. I mean, it is. You've obviously. You've transferred it, and it's taken a metamorphosis, if you will, into Barking Beauty. But I'm just wondering if there's any way to pull that pageant back from you.
I don't know. Okay. I've not considered it in the past. Now, you're familiar with Miss Dog Mom, that pageant?
Yes.
That's not really a mommy and me pageant.
Right.
It's really about the mom.
Right.
It would be almost a combining. I would have to put my brain on it.
Okay.
I would have to see if maybe that would be an extra separate category that people can option to enter. I don't know.
Okay, maybe. Before we let you go, can we just get a little, we didn't even get to, Leslie will have to come back, but if we can just get in on the crown, please, a little bit. Please tell us about this crown, Leslie. Is this the actual?
This is the actual first crown. This was the actual first crown that Puccini won in the Hamptons Barking Beauty pageant. Now, in the past, we always bought the crown, and it was just a little thing that we would pick up at a store. But I've always wanted to have the little paw print in the front. And I love Swarovski crystal. And I started making jewelry with sea glass and Swarovski crystal. And I made this myself.
Wow.
And so I make the crowns every year because it's fun.
You make the
And they're
crown
pretty,
for the
and they're
winner.
cute. Yes, I do.
Wow.
Yes, I
And
do.
the winner also gets a lot of, I see that the winner gets the sash and bragging rights and appearances.
And
so,
a medal. They get an actual pure silver, 24 karat gold,
oh,
vermeil, silver medal, if you
Wow.
will. So it's pure silver with 24 karat gold vermeil. That's what the winner gets. The first runner-up gets the pure silver medal, and the second runner-up, which is basically third place, gets the rose gold. So it's like a bronze, silver, and gold medal. But they're little tiny little jewelry pieces that the dog can wear, or the mom can wear around their neck, or put on a neck bracelet, or whatever.
Wow.
And yes, they get the sashes. We have optional competitions like the Busy Baby competition, which is the one who sells the most advertising for the program book. The Popular Pooch is the one that sells the most tickets for the pageant itself. The People's Pup is the one that has the most votes online. And each competitor can be sponsored. They don't. There is an entry fee, but they can find a sponsor to cover that entry fee for them if they'd like to.
excellent.
So it's just a whole thing that
A
I've taken
whole-
from the kids' pageants and worked it in.
Incredible, incredible. Leslie, you will have to come back in 2020 because
I'd love to.
And I haven't forgotten. We got to delve more into the your whole pageant world. I'm going to need you to really take us through that. So
Okay.
thank you very, very much
Oh,
for
you're
being here.
welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much for catching us on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe so that you won't miss a single episode. Thanks so much for watching.